area and perimeter situations. Teresa wants new carpeting for her family room. Hey, I just picked up a new rug myself. Her family room is a 6 meter by 10 meter rectangle. She says she will need 60 square meters of carpet. Oh, excellent. All right. What measurement does that represent? Is it perimeter? Is it length? Is it area? And the answer lies in the units. When you see square meters, think length times width. When at its most basic, when you take length times width, you are making the area of a square, assuming that they're the same, or a rectangle. But the most basic rectangle is a square. Yeah, the easiest, simplest rectangle is a square. So when you're talking about square meters, you are literally talking about chunks that are 1 meter on a side. That is an area. It is a two-dimensional measurement. That's why it's called square meters. We're literally talking about like 1 meter squares that if we cut them up and lined them up perfectly, that would be the area. He measures one side of his yard. I'm sorry, Ted is building a garden in his yard. He measures one side of his yard and finds it to be 12 meters. Well, it's not an area because it's just meters. If it was area, it would be square meters. It's not the perimeter because the perimeter would be the length all the way around the garden. So it's just the length or just the width if you prefer. Again, length and width are interchangeable so long as you keep track of which is which once you define it for any given problem. Les is measuring the border of her bulletin board. She measures around the entire outside of the bulletin board and finds that the distance is 32 units. What is that? So as we just talked about, the distance, that's your first clue. You know it's not area because it's a distance. All the way around the board, well, that's perimeter. Marcy is putting squares onto a rectangular mat. Squares automatically says area to me, but let's keep reading. After she finishes covering it, Marcy says the mat measures 30 square units. She found the area. And that is that. Oh, we're almost done with this unit. We're going to go ahead and move on to compare area and perimeter. Do the following bulletin boards have the same area, the same perimeter, or both? In this case, they have both. And I can tell because, and there are lots of good reasons, but to me, it's just flopped over, right? The green one is just the blue one, bluish, flopped over on its side. They are the same rectangle, so they have the same area and the same perimeter. Same deal with these. Yeah? Just because one is standing up and one is lying down doesn't change the fact that these are the same rectangle. The word we're looking for is congruence, and we will talk more about that in later streams. They have both. Now this one is different. They clearly do not have, they're not the same. So let's see. 6 times 4 is 24, so this one has a perimeter of 24. This one has a perimeter of 7 and 5 is 12. That would be 24 as well. So they do at least have the same perimeter. Let's talk area. 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 5 is 35. They do not have the same area. They only have the same perimeter. It looks to me like 3 times 10 and 6 times 5 are both 30. 10, 20, 23, 26. 12 and 10 is 22. So it's only the same area, not the same perimeter. Do not assume, very important, stop. Do not assume that just because the shapes are different, that one of them or the other will necessarily be different. It is, I imagine, possible to have 2 rectangles that have the same perimeter and the same area and aren't the same rectangle. So just double check, make sure. And that's that.